at
this
enough
at the
for
castle!
ClassicPro.
Look at the castle! Oh,
Oh,
man!
Doubt, is that you? We're gonna have the final game going on now between GoldenEnd and ClassicPro.
Sorry, just looking at the map one more time.
What?
It's fair. What is this map? Whose decision was it to put Continental in this tournament?
Oh boy. And it's not all about Continental. So in like best of 5 series, Continental was the number or the first map. But having Continental as the series decider is just something different. So we're gonna have ClassicPro as Malays in yellow, up on north, GoldenEnd in blue. I might not even discuss the maps until we don't have a confirmation that this is not gonna be an estimate restart. At least ClassicPro will have both of his boards. Yeah, it's indeed fair. Although GoldenEnd has a really unlucky position for his own board, so right on the other side of the wood line, that's extremely far.
It does, but he also has a larger amount of land to himself, so...
Yeah, this is a great map for him, to be honest, because he's gonna have safe access to wood for quite time, and his eco won't be harassed by war galleys. Well, maybe his goal.
Someone's saying Salt Marsh is worse. I actually like Salt Marsh a lot. I'm a big fan of that map now, especially after the last game.
So, yeah, GoldenEnd's primary goal isn't that great, but it's kind of alrightish, I would say. Meanwhile, on the side, ClassicPro's primary goal is kind of exposed. That's something I don't like. He has safe access to stone. I think the main issue for ClassicPro is going to be wood. So where could he get wood from? Most of his woodlands could be exposed to later war galley fire, I would say.
Yeah, so ClassicPro is definitely not going to want to lose water. GoldenEnd is just a better map because you do want the option, just in case you lose water, you want to be able to have a normal land economy without being harassed by villagers. GoldenEnd luring in the board now, hesitated a little bit on it. And he doesn't have a loom, but I think he should get away fine.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fine for him. Although, gonna be really close. Yeah, he's just gonna be fine if he hops into the TC instantly. Okay.
He's not fine.
But the gore. Well, at least he didn't lose a villager, that's something.
He's working on it, though.
He doesn't have the restart. Next level board loading skills over here, as we're gonna finally have GoldenEnd finishing off that one nasty board.
Yeah, well, he had to get loot because of that, and his economy's pretty messy. He's got all of his woodcutters on the same side. He had to get loom, so he's one villager down for the time being, and he's only going up with the dock now, so this is not a good start at all for GoldenEnd.
Yeah, his dock is kind of alright. ClassicPro is just docking or dropping his own. Yeah, ClassicPro is so laggy. And both of the players are actually placing docks on the outside water. I'm not exactly sure if they are aware. Okay, looks like they're aware that there is an island in the center, and this is just a central river. Curious to see if either player will go for the inside water and try to harass the other. That could work for GoldenEnd.
I think it's too risky. I mean, you don't know what that inside water's like. If there's fish in there, anything could happen on this continental map. So
yeah,
that's a risky choice.
That's absolutely true. So, but still, GoldenEnd could potentially harass the base of ClassicPro quite well over here. ClassicPro is just on a so thin land portion over here. His eco could be exposed to some ship fire over here. Looks like no stolen boars. Everyone is gonna go fine with the boars in this match, as the fishing eco is gonna be set up very soon for both players. Just a side note worth mentioning, 73 gold is the trade between the two docks, in case any players would actually decide to pop out some trade cogs.
Yeah, very useful there. Very useful info. ClassicPro scouting all of GoldenEnd's map. GoldenEnd has been staying home to lure a few deer. Hasn't yet found the island or found his opponent's base. There's going to be a little scout fight. I never like this if you're attacking at your opponent's home. I guess it might be good for idling a villager, but you're never going to win that one.
Yep, that's absolutely true. I think it was rather just to delay the push of the deer.
Yeah.
Which kind of definitely happened. I mean, look at that deer. Look at that deer.
The Continental Curse.
Oh boy. Finally, that deer will get on the down, but ClassicPro definitely delayed. GoldenEnd over there. Let's see. No villagers going forward so far. I would like to see if some forward villagers for some land combat.
I'd like to too, but with this kind of map, it's pretty easy to wall. And
Yep, that's true.
Far rush distance too. And GoldenEnd's going to go up to the next stage sooner. He is playing as Italian, so that makes sense. ClassicPro
But yet
probably
again,
won't be too far behind.
yeah, because well, he's Malay, so he'll click up with 2 more villagers most likely, and after that, he will reach feudal at the exact same time. So there won't be any difference between the players.
Anyone considering going for galleys in this situation, or just all fire galleys?
Well, I think fire galleys. So if you don't have larger numbers of galleys, it's gonna be really tough against fire galleys early on. So I feel like early fire galleys, and probably could transition, but I don't think that they'll do that before castle. So I feel like once you get a decent number of war galleys up, that's gonna work. But
So ClassicPro, it actually has.
looks like
Oh wait, never mind. I thought he was Actually, he's still getting a lot of food. This is weird.
it looks
Did
like
he
this is gonna
go-
be a fast castle. I feel like this could be a fast
Did
castle.
he go up late enough for a fast castle with Malay? I guess we'll
Yeah,
see.
I was thinking about the same. So the idea of fast castle actually formed in my mind before he actually clicked up to feudal, but still, he could do this. I mean,
I don't think it's
although
gonna be
he-
too clean. I think he should have built one more villager at least,
yeah,
because he'll have to
I
build
think
a
it
market
should be
blacksmith.
balanced. Also, he's gonna miss. So he's not gonna have enough wood for the 2 feudal age structures.
Not gonna be that bad though. Still, one more villager would have been better. It's so hard to optimize their build when you're not familiar with it.
Yeah, still, this is decent feudal age time for him as well. Even though GoldenEnd is gonna be faster to feudal, which will mean that there's gonna be some fire galleys popping out for him. Already coming this way. Now, I'm not exactly sure if he... Okay, he knows about the fishing eco of ClassicPro over there. He's just sending those fire galleys directly to the fishing eco. Just 1 dot for ClassicPro, if I can see the right.
So hopefully Pro isn't in no man's land. He's going to have enough gold for sure. Should have enough food because he has those fishing ships. And then just needs enough wood for 1 more building.
Yeah, so he's gonna go for a fast castle indeed. He's not... Okay, he's producing some fire galleys, but it will not be enough to keep GoldenEnd back for very long.
No, it looks like ClassicPro is probably going to sacrifice water control. At best case, he's able to just keep his fishing ship safe.
Yeah, he can always come back to water after he clicked up to castle, to be honest. I mean, once he reaches castle, he's gonna drop a dock somewhere else. He could even try the central water if he's actually daring to risk it.
GoldenEnd having a very good scout of ClassicPro's base, especially since he killed the scout of ClassicPro. I wonder if he suspects this fast castle build. I assume he does.
Yeah, he has to know. Especially if he finds that ClassicPro is still on 1 dock. If he finds that one, then it's kind of obvious. I mean, just look at the amount of resources invested by GoldenEnd in the Navy and compare it to the ones from ClassicPro. So ClassicPro chasing down the fishing ships. Well, it's ClassicPro's fishing ships being chased down by GoldenEnd over there. He won't be able to save those fishing ships, I believe.
ClassicPro's economy is going to be so weak though, because he has to start seeding farms now. He'll need 4 farms just for villager production, and if he wants anything like economy upgrades or vodka arrow or crossbow, then he'll have to seed even more farms.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose these fishing ships. So I'm not exactly sure if it was worth the investment, to be honest. I mean, obviously it helps very early on, but he lost these fishing ships so easily. Let's see. Scaleboarding armor early on from GoldenEnd. What is he preparing?
He's going scouts. He's got 2 stable scouts.
Yeah, indeed. A little bit surprising that he's actually placing that home. So sometimes you rather see players sneaking up on their opponent with a stable, but
I think
it might be for
option,
defense.
I think the best option would have been just to wall the edge of the map, but this is a pretty good second option, going scouts. when your opponent is this far behind, I think scouts can definitely clean everything up.
Yeah, that's true, especially that considering that Classic Pro is going for archers, already going for a few spears as well, so if Classic Pro does this properly, then he should be able to deal some damage.
I think a lot of
these lumberjacks are kind of exposed.
I think a lot of this is the good scouting of GoldenEnd. He's had a really good scout of Classic Pro's base and saw this coming.
Lots of lags in this matchup, unfortunately, which is surprising because in the first two matches there was basically none.
Alright, so these scouts are going to have bloodlines, +1 armor. They could, sure, take out a few archers and a spearman. Crossbow and bodkin's going to come in now. It's not going to be enough regardless.
Yeah, he needs larger crossbowman numbers if he wants to fight these scouts.
And not even killing a single scout.
Yeah, those scouts will still live. And Classic Pro is not even walled to a little bit, so... yeah, it looks like he's gonna start walling on the left side just now, and right side as well, so he knows that the scouts are coming. Eventually, he's not even taking the engagement with those two crossbows. That's a little bit sloppy, I mean... now he's fighting, but it's kind of too late.
So Classic Pro needs to regroup for now, add a few more spearmen. If he could do that and push out, then maybe he could do some good damage. That's the hope. But eventually, GoldenEnd is going to have to stop scout production and go up to the next stage.
Yep, that's true, but let's see, GoldenEnd still requires a lot of food to work with, but yet again, he has 5 fishing ships as compared to the 0 of Classic Pro, so I think in the long run, GoldenEnd will have a better eco. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Scouts, could those scouts get inside? Nope, they can't. They can't get inside, right?
Not anymore. Unless they go around. And
which could work. Oh boy. This can be a game changer over here. He needs to avoid the spear. But once those scouts get inside, oh, this could be a massacre.
Let's see. Some quick walls from Classic Pro will certainly mitigate a lot of this damage. There's the quick gate. It's still a hole there, though. And now the villagers are forced to fight. Oh, no.
This is horrible. It's not even about the villager picks. It could be about the idle time being forced, going down the lumberjacks. And this is exactly what GoldenEnd needs to do. Might even pick off a few villagers. Beautiful. Beautiful value for those scouts, to be honest.
But at the same time, Classic Pro killing villagers on GoldenEnd's lumber camp, going to kill 2 villagers.
That's some very smart moves there as well. It's going to be really messy. I'm pretty sure that Classic Pro will be able to clean this push up from GoldenEnd now. And it's really tough to call. Really tough to call who has the edge over here at this point. Just a way better military now for Classic Pro. I mean, look at this. Huge amount of crossbows. It's going to be able to harass the eco of GoldenEnd quite well.
Yeah, this is a very interesting game. So GoldenEnd should have lots of resources going up to the next stage with 36 villagers. However, he is quite a few villagers behind from Classic Pro. So I do like Classic Pro's position. I think he's in a pretty okay spot.
Yeah, that's true. There was a huge hole right next to that gate, so that's what I was actually looking at.
And
so
the funny thing is, GoldenEnd has enough resources to fast him if he wanted to. You think that's worth it?
Maybe. I am not exactly sure. Classic Pro going with pikemen. He's gonna place with pikes and crossbows.
No, I don't think so. He's got food and gold, so I think he should just invest into knights. Might be a little different if he was going crossbow or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that he would actually win that much with that. Knights, although he's gonna face spikes already, so not exactly sure if Knights is gonna be a good solution.
He needs something
Especially
right now.
It's something, but Knights against spikes and crossbows, I feel like this is a better unit composition for Classic Pro at this point. Military numbers also kind of in his favor. Also, he's kind of forced off the war, so ecos I would say are kind of the same. 10 villagers lead for Classic Pro, but yet again he has no fishing ships at all.
Well, I think GoldenEnd is just going to try to outmass the pikemen. Right now it's 3 stable versus 1 barracks. So if you can have enough knights in there, then maybe they could take a good engagement.
Yep, that's true. That's indeed true, but again, those crossbows will also do decent damage. Although these are +2 knights already, so they could bear a lot of arrow fire.
Yeah, I think it's just all about the positioning and the numbers. So wait to take a good fight.
Yeah, Classic Pro sneaking some crossbows on the north. He could try to pick off some wheels with that. Classic Pro on 2 TCs as compared to just 1 from GoldenEnd. This is looking better for Classic Pro now. I mean, look at that. He could pick off additional villagers. And
It is, but he has to be careful not to lose his entire army. It's a very delicate position.
yeah, that's absolutely true. And this is going to be a key engagement over here. He needs to use those crossbows. He can't escape this. He's trying to find this in a tight space. But yet again, he sacrificed all those pikemen to get those crossbows in there. Still, he's going to be able to pick off quite a number of these knights. Eventually, GoldenEnd will just bail out of this one.
Nice positioning for Classic Pro, finding between the cliff and the gold mine. Very lucky. Going to clean up the crossbows in the north. That's going to be great. Going to take the easy engagement. And the Siege Workshop should help to defend for now. But Classic Pro's economy is doing pretty good. He's on, what, 2 town centers right now and is up 14 villagers. That's a really good advantage.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So I feel like this is getting larger and larger lead for Classic Pro. If he can snipe off a few more villagers over here, then this is going to be a huge lead for him. As GoldenEnd will just find the remaining sheep around his base, just to make sure. Still, look at that. Knights will have to escape from those crossbows.
They're trying their best, yeah. Too fast.
Yep, that's true. I think Classic Pro will just be fine staying here on the wood line, because he can harass the other wood line from the other side with his crossbows if he brings in a few more.
Well, here comes the Mangano. So Classic Pro could lose all of his army. And then maybe we see a counter push from GoldenEnd. He certainly needs to do some damage back at Classic Pro's base to even up the game. Let's see how
that's
this Mangano
absolutely
shot
true.
goes.
This is gonna be interesting to see. Going with the Knights, going with the Mangonaut, that's a beautiful split there. That's gonna be a very beautiful split. Oh. Eventually, I think this is a good engagement for Classic Pro. So he's doing his best. He's gonna lose all those crossbows, but he did quite a decent amount of damage with those. So
I
lots
think
of
that's
low
about
HP
as good as
Knights.
it gets.
Yeah, he can't get any better than that.
Well,
But yet again,
GoldenEnd
look at
still
the
has
blob of
enough to do
Knights.
a counterattack. So Classic Pro will have to defend for now. He's taken the economy advantage. He should try
And
to
you remember-
continue to do damage, but also defend at home. And hopefully go up for
You remember there is a
damage.
hole in the wall here from Classic Pro still?
Where's
Or
the
did
hole?
you see that previously? On the right side of Classic Pro's base, there is a palisade
Oh
near
yeah, of
the hill.
course, yeah.
There is a hole right next to it.
And here
And
comes
the
the
knights are
knights.
arriving.
That's a lot of knights.
And he's just gonna finish the wall, right? Yeah. But still, palisade gate against that many knights, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Look at that, the knights are just turning back. Just in the final moment.
Classic
But yet
Pro
again,
with a,
like I said-
transport. Look at him. A
I was hoping
Stonegate is going to be able to keep out those knights for quite some time.
Yeah. And, yeah, okay. For a second I thought that Classic Pro will just transport those crossbows to the central island. But it looks like he's gonna go for the eco. Still, I'm not exactly sure how much villagers he could pick off with those crossbows, so... Gold miners do have a defensive tower. And yeah, looks like this is some beautiful walling over here from Classic Pro trying to keep out the knights.
Knights might be in. Are they in?
Hey, they're in.
Panic time for Classic Pro just as the lag gets higher, and they're in.
Oh boy. They're in. And this is gonna be a disaster. I think all GoldenEnd needs to focus on is just kill as many villagers as he can.
He needs to kill a good 10, good 15, maybe 20.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Instead, he was actually just focusing on that house for quite a time. That's a villager there. Come on. This is not the most efficient use of knights. Especially considering that he has lost quite a number of villagers at the back of his base to the crossbows eventually. That's at least 4 villagers as I can count it.
And the villager difference has gotten even larger.
Yeah, so if he can do major damage with these knights over here, as we're gonna see some beautiful quick walls there from houses. Wait, that other house is not going up because the pikemen were standing on it. That's so bad.
Friendly fire.
His own pikemen were just blocking the house from being built, and now this is exactly what he needs.
This is a
Kills
big night
all the
raid.
villagers.
This is gonna be good.
This is a beautiful night, exactly what he needed. Now he's gonna just decrease that deficit by so much. Look at that. I'm not exactly even sure if ClassicPro can clean this up. I mean, look at this, just 2 pikes.
I think he
Even
will
if he
be
cleans this
able
up.
to eventually. A lot of these knights are pretty low.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to eventually clean it up, but yet again, how much damage will they cause? Look at, if he's going for lumberjacks, then this can be an even larger disaster. Another villager dead. He needs to go for lumberjacks.
I think so. The problem is I don't think these knights regenerate, so they will go down eventually. But still, that villager difference did even up quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
now 50 to 64.
Yeah, these knights will go down very soon, but just the amount of damage they did. Look at that. It's gonna be like a 10
And look at this at the castle! Look at the castle! Oh,
Oh,
man!
Doubt! Doubt, is that you?
The Mangonels came in at just the right time.
73%.
Look at the villagers!
Doubt in the house. And now villager lead for GoldenEnd. He also
Oh
has a
my
fishing lead.
god!
ClassicPro doubting his way out of his tournament, it looks like.
Oh, you have to be kicking yourself if you're ClassicPro. This is so bad.
Well, he really tried to force that because he knows that there is a... I mean, look at this. I understand it to one point because this is definitely desperation time. Knights are just pouring inside his base non-stop. Just look at that. So, yeah, the knights eventually will be cleaned up over here on the left side, but again, already a huge amount of knights coming inside again. And he's just cleaning up the houses over here, which are blocking the way for GoldenEnd. So he had to make that castle Karambit.
So now
Karambit's
Classic
going
Pro
for-
is definitely in a worse position this game. He's below in villagers,
Yeah, definitely.
but GoldenEnd has a lot of resources to work with. Luckily, Classic Pro already has a castle out, so if he wanted to go Karambit, and that was a good option, then that might be an advantage he has. He also has enough stone for another castle. That might be something to consider.
Yeah, TC going up for GoldenEnd. GoldenEnd will be on 3 TCs, 4 TCs very soon, as compared to Classic Pro with just 3 TCs. But more importantly, I think the issue for Classic Pro is that he's completely out of space. Out of space, gonna run out of wood very soon. And let's not forget that he doesn't have water control, so we could see some war galleys. Okay, here comes a galley from GoldenEnd. Is he gonna go for war galleys and try to harass the eco here? That would be glorious.
Yeah, I think Classic Pro, that middle island is begging to be expanded upon. I think that would be a nice safe place for a lot of villagers.
I mean, look at this wood line over here in the south. Those villagers could all die to war galleys.
Not if
And eventually
Classic
he has
Pro
a dock
gets
in the central
Thalassocracy. He's got
water.
the castle up now. And starting to mass a few Karambits. It's crazy how even this game just got in about 1 minute after one big night raid and a Doubt Castle.
Yeah, it was rather about the nitrate, I would say. But still, the Doubt Castle was something that impacted the villager count as well. GoldenEnd doesn't really have any upgrades on those galleys yet, not even fletching. So he won't be able to reach these lumberjacks just now. But this could be a beautiful place to harass the eco of Classic Pro as well. Also, war galleys could actually reach the farmers on these farmlands. So, yeah, the fact that Classic Pro is kind of cornering here and he has limited space is gonna mean that war galleys could definitely help GoldenEnd
I
over
think
here. I would like to
Classic
see
Pro,
war galley upgrade.
did he sell his castle? He sold a bunch of stone and now he has no stone left.
I think he sold it. He had to sell it.
Oh, that's a shame. Here comes the Karambits. One big Mangonel shot can kill them all. Oh, big one.
That was definitely kind of an alright Mangonel shot, I would say. And eventually, Imperial Age is coming for GoldenEnd. Let's see, galleys coming his way as well. He's still not upgrading those. If he had some decent war galleys, then those witches would already be dead from Classic Pro. I feel like, okay, archery range being sneaked by Classic Pro, but it's not even gonna go up. I mean, look at that. Villagers arriving from GoldenEnd. Even if this goes up, which I highly doubt. Hello? I mean, GoldenEnd should react to this one.
The tower? What? It's
I
not
think
that complicated.
he's expecting Classic Pro to actually just wall himself around, so he's gonna go for tower directly.
Okay.
I think Classic Pro doesn't really have the chance to notice it. Yeah, he's actually focusing on his farmlands being just destroyed by these galleys. Botkin arrow coming up now. He's still not making war galleys. And eventually the pikes are closing on the mangonels of GoldenEnd. This could be one beautiful hit from mangoes if he places that right. Oh, let's see. Not that great. Not that great. Still, he could kill it.
Looks like
Come
the
on, GoldenEnd.
pikeman will win this time.
Yeah, pikeman will win this time. And he will be able to push back the knights for some time as well. And tower will be finished as well. Still, huge fishing eco lead for GoldenEnd over here. And like I said, once he has War Galley, which he's researching right now, he's gonna be able to harass the eco of ClassicPro so hard.
So as of this point, GoldenEnd with a much better eco. Both players are in the Imperial Age. Is there any civilization you prefer at this late stage of the game?
Well, Cobra cars maybe. At this point, like I said, problem is for ClassicPro, it's not about the civilization. It's about the fact that he's completely cornered. Look at how close everything he is in his base. I mean, just one more raid, or even a few war galleys should be able to just pick off quite a number of villagers. So I feel like if it doesn't expand, then it doesn't really matter what civ he is with. Also, ClassicPro will be up to Imperial quite fast because, well, he's Malays. Let's see. Trying to sneak up with villagers on GoldenEnd still, but looks like the scout will just find it and kill the villager. I still think that GoldenEnd needs something to fight against those pikes, as Galleon and Bracer is gonna hit, and yeah, Galleon should be alright. I mean, look at this. GoldenEnd transitioning to Navy.
It's going to be hard to finish your opponent, I think, on this map. I mean, if GoldenEnd goes full Navy... I don't know, I just imagine ClassicPro, he's adding a few towers to the water. I imagine he'll get harbors eventually, which would be hard to finish him. And I think it might come down to a land battle in the very end.
Yeah, could do that, but yet again, these are very thin waters, so eventually, I think GoldenEnd's galleons could do quite decent damage on the villagers, and GoldenEnd's Lonely Scout is a hero now, picking off multiple villagers here on the north.
Finally will go down. Hasn't been noticed till now.
But still, another villager picked off there. He picked that off 3 villagers with that Lonely Scout. That's absolutely worth it. Looks like he's going for more crossbows. Still, I feel like those galleons could be used better. Yeah, this is exactly what he needs to go for. Go for the farmers, go for the lumberjacks. That's what he needs to do. Harass the eco. If he wants to be really committed to this one, then he could even try taking some galleons to the central lake. Looks like ClassicPro is playing this aggressive, going forward with additional villagers.
And I like the choice of army for GoldenEnd. He's going into Elite Skirmisher, counter the Arbalest and the potential pikemen from ClassicPro. ClassicPro has docked the middle island and might be thinking about maybe a town center there. That would be something that would be very beneficial. I could see a little bit of a comeback for ClassicPro, again, if he wants to get onto harbors and dock all around the extensive shoreline.
Yeah, that could be one way to do it. As we're gonna see a pikeman sinking the galleon of GoldenEnd here on the left side. Eventually, could we see condotieros?
Probably not. Maybe just a few. They're ever since they've been nerfed. They're more of a anti-gunpowder unit only.
Yeah, the thing is that no relics taken up by either player. And look at that. GoldenEnd's eco is kind of a little bit messy, so he has the villager lead, but quite a few of his lumberjacks are idle over there, so that's not a great scenario for him. Looks like ClassicPro moving forward with a lot of villagers building houses over there. And eventually gonna go for this woodline. Oh, this is gonna be a contested woodline over here in the north.
Yeah, big potential for a lot of dead villagers. Good raiding avenue if ClassicPro wanted to raid down there. And same thing for GoldenEnd.
Yeah, that's true. Not enough elite skirms at this point for GoldenEnd. I feel like, okay, now he's coming to the reinforcements, so he should be quite alright. This could go on forever.
This is a this is a very stalemate-y map. Maybe this should be its own map with a little island in the middle. Pretty unique.
Yeah, indeed. It would make it even more interesting. to be honest. So, looks like we're gonna see a lot of stables coming up from GoldenEnd. What is he going for? Gonna go for Cavalier? Yes, we're gonna have a Trebuchet coming up from ClassicPro.
That's just a solid army, though. Elite Skirmisher plus Cavalier.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to do it. Elite Skirms is just casually walking by that knight over there. GoldenEnd is gonna react to this one. Doesn't look like it. Okay, now he's reacting. Finally. Guard Towers from GoldenEnd. Guard Towers. Okay, he's got Tower Devout here from ClassicPro. So, I feel like GoldenEnd has way better map control at this point, at least on the outside rim. On the inside, it's kind of questionable.
As far as map control goes, I think GoldenEnd has one more gold as well.
Yep, and yeah, the villager count kind of speaks for itself at this point. Also, kill death ratio is highly in the favor of GoldenEnd. So, I think right now this is still looking better for GoldenEnd. At this point, he's gonna get the stables up, going for keep.
Much better, but I don't think ClassicPro should accept defeat until he gets the harbor upgrade. I really want to see that.
Yep, Karambits though. Karambits could be decent against those skirms. I mean, look at them.
They can be, but they need the upgrades, and that's gonna be too hard.
What is GoldenEnd doing with these skirms?
Yeah.
That's not the way you play that. What? Okay, he's trying to come down to the shoreline, I'm pretty sure, to get help from the galleons. But now, why do that?
Not the best use of army control from GoldenEnd.
Yeah, that is absolutely not a bad use. Now he's just trying to do his best. Still, he's gonna lose quite a number of skirms. Meanwhile, he's gonna go for light cavs, looks like. Getting his stables trapped down already, going for light cavs instead of cavaliers. And it looks like he's just gonna tower the northern region, denying the wood from ClassicPro. So ClassicPro will have to transition to the central island for some more wood access. And yeah, look at that. GoldenEnd is playing this with towers. Gonna place towers from the left side, just pushing ClassicPro even more back. And yeah, look at the eco on the right side for ClassicPro. He basically gets all the villagers over here, so
I just don't see a win scenario for ClassicPro where he doesn't get some sort of more map control. I like that he's in the middle, actually. That's really the only positive thing for him. But he's really being squeezed between the galleons and between the towers.
Yeah, that's true. So, unless he gains some more map control, it's going to be extremely tough for him to win this one. Here come the light cav raids, and there is nothing that can really fight those light cavs at this point. So just Karambits and Arbus. He can run inside the eco over here, and this could be a beautiful time to pick off quite a number of villagers. He's going to eventually engage the military of ClassicPro directly, but once he gets some decent light cav numbers up, he should be alright, killing a lot of villagers here on the right side. And basically the problem for ClassicPro is that he doesn't really have anywhere to run. So he cannot fall back to the back of his base because there are galleons, towers roaming around.
And there's the
Looks like he's
GG.
gonna go for 3 crossbows. Okay, GG, good luck next. ClassicPro giving it up. And eventually, just one thing to point out in this series. The match on Salt Marsh.
Man, some crazy games in the series. Wow.
Yeah, it's
crazy quick games, crazy long games.
Yeah, so it started very fast, but after that it eventually turned out to be a 4-hour-long series.
Wow.
And yeah, the thing is that ClassicPro almost won Salt Marsh over there, and eventually that would have meant that he wins this series. So losing that one kind of cost him. Well, obviously he could have won on different maps as well, but definitely that was his best chance to win this series.